r/AskReddit. What never ducking works like it's supposed to. Anything as soon as someone starts looking over my shoulder. I'll show you how this works, and now it's not working. Or the opposite. Look. It doesn't ducking work, it started working again. I have the opposite. Nothing ever works until I get there and they try to show me. Half the time it fixes itself. Yup. Usually it's when I'm on call and get paged to come in at 2 in the morning. Oh. Huh. Looks like it's working now. Sorry you had to come in. Half-hour drive back home. Printers. Ducking printers, dude. Perhaps if you stop ducking the printer it would work. Any metric in an office designed to quantify how much work is getting done. People can game any system. This sort of thing led to a sticker that was passed around various post offices by employees to be put up in the bathroom stalls. Please allow supervisor to measure production before flushing. Yes. But is it by mass, volume, length, or frequency? I want to choose the right food to get the desired result. Sticky tape isn't as sticky as you often need it to be, and too sticky when you want it to come off. Edit. I was taught it was sticky tape. Seeing the comments makes me think the sticky isn't exactly necessary. Excuse me for languaging wrongly. I can't ever get cling wrap to cling to anything except for itself. By the time I'm able to get it to tear on the hitty, serrated edge of the box, it's all crumpled up on itself and useless. I usually use cling wrap for what I need it for before I tear it. That usually helps with the frustration of it sticking to itself. Edit. Let's say you want to save some pasta. You put it into the bowl. Put the cling wrap over the bowl and wrap it. Then cut it. You wind up with a little extra, but it's way better than throwing a wadded up ball away in frustration. iPhone via any car USB input. Oh. You plugged in your phone. You must want to hear the first song in your library starting with a. Ending your Bluetooth phone call, I see. You must want to hear the first song in your library starting with a. Just finished a voice to text dictation. You must want to hear the first song in your library starting with a. Trying to listen to that voice memo you recorded? I'll interrupt because you must want to hear the first song in your library starting with a. Does anyone else have this happen? Does it make anyone else want to rip the USB cord from the dash and throw it and the freaking phone out the window? There is a silent song on iTunes titled a very good song for this very reason. It's $0.99, but it's worth it, so you won't lose your mind. Someone has made a lot of money for selling literally nothing. The ice cream maker on Chopped. To the blast chiller. Don't forget the anti-griddle. Tear here to open. Oh, I'm sorry that I'm not Hercules, Schwarzenegger and The Rock in one person. Guess no ketchup for me today. When you do manage to open it after with the help of pliers, a vise, and a 16-stroke engine tow truck, the pocket explodes with an explosion bigger than a supernova and leaves a stain on your shirt, table, and walls that won't disappear until you burn your house down. And it doesn't even tear on the spot it's supposed to. Whatever, I'm showing my boss that worked just fine 3 minutes ago. Corollary, whatever problem you're showing it that didn't work 3 minutes ago. This is why I loved working it. All I had to do was show up to their cube and it was fixed. Kneel before your god. Me. I mean. Look at me. I'm on Reddit at work at this moment. I choose to believe the comment directly beneath yours is from your coworker. My ducking useless coworker. Duck you, Susan. I mean. You can. My name isn't Susan. But I'm pretty useless nonetheless. Any box with a little semicircle perforation near the top that says press here to open. I about cut my thumb off trying to open a box of trash bags the other day. Hate. You gotta stab it with your fingers like you're a ninja trying to hit a very specific spot on a person's body that kills them instantly. The Reddit Redessin. Gotta love all the ads wedged in between posts. Runs like garbage. 2. Classic case of if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Anything you have to shove back in the original bag. Tents. Sleeping bags. etc. Edit. Everyone is telling me that you just shove the sleeping bag back. I'm aware. What do you think I'm bad at? So true story. I once, mind you, found the goddamn magic combination to putting our tent back in the bag correctly. Everything fit exactly as it had when I took it out. I was super ducking proud. Then I realized I had left something in the goddamn pocket inside the tent that I desperately needed. Pulled it out. Very carefully unfolded the tent and got the item. Expertly put the tent back the way I had it the first time. Went to put it in the bag. Motherfucker. Geo in the goddamn bag. You were in your home. Why don't you just geo home? Get a Eureka tent. Their bags are all oversized and the tent just slides right in with minimal effort. I've got 2 of them. One almost 25 years old with probably over 200 nights slept in it. And aside from the elastic in the poles being shot, it's still a perfectly serviceable tent. Every time we go camping, as we are driving out of the campground, we watch and secretly laugh at all the people who are trying to get their overly complex tents back in the bag. McAfee Antivirus. Aside from all the content John McAfee has produced for us, it's more of a virus than an antivirus. Truth. My laptop sounds like it is going to take off, but it's really just the antivirus is choking the life out of the system. McDonald's ice cream machine. It's not that it's broken. The machine has a very lengthy and rigorous cleansing program. It's just much easier to say that it is broken than to explain the machine as being cleaned. Especially when you need to say it 1000 times a day. Source. 8 years of McDonald's management. Edit. Alright. If anyone has any questions, you're free to PM me. As a customer, I'd much rather hear we are cleaning the ice cream machine. Sorry. Than it's broken. Edit. Okay, I see now why this is not a good idea for the employee, haha. iTunes. I've given it so many chances thinking, oh surely it's gotten better by now. But it is an absolute pose, and I dread managing my music and other files. I've had a new iPhone for 4 months and still haven't added a single song. I begrudgingly tolerate Apple's other proprietary garbage. But I will never forgive iTunes. Why is iTunes so hit? Every time there is an update I always think maybe it's better now, so I download it, just to find out it's even worse than before. Whether it's removing or hiding one of the features I actually use, or adding some new bullshit I don't care about like Apple Music or the radio or Genius, or, you get the idea. Also, why is it so slow? It has to be the least optimized piece of hit software I've ever used. So why do you still buy their products? Mon dude. Everything that normally works. But I'm in a super big rush, so I just need to do this thing real quick. And what the duck, why isn't this working for Sysbal HITWHYDOES carrot THISHAPPENEVERY carrot DUCKINGTIMEOHMYGOD carrot I apostrophe MGOINGTOBESOLATE. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. Whenever you're in a rush, mentally slow down and make every action deliberate. Many of those problems will go away. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast is my mantra when I'm on the hitter. Acme trigger mechanisms. Rockets. Explosives. Guns. And traps of any kind. Yet the dumbest coyote still buys from them. In fairness, it's hard to find a company that will deliver to the middle of the desert with no address. Open floor plan offices. You'll love it. More collaboration and meeting new people. It's all just a bunch of people with headphones on trying to drown out the guy next to them yelling on speakerphone. My company's going to this by the end of the year because it works great in our office where our software developers work. Our office is made up of sales, customer service, and customer training. We're always on the phone and need our cubes. I want to cry. It doesn't work great for the software developers either. Windows methodicking updates. Hands down the turdiest turd of them all. Time for Windows update. Sorry Windows, I'm working on something right now. Can we do this later? Here's all the stuff I'm going to install. It's going to be great. No, seriously, now is not a good time, I'm working on a project. That's not important. You need these new updates. Let's close all this useless stuff. What the duck, my files stop, cancel, no, stop doing this. Installing updates, why don't you get a coffee while we get this fixed up? Here are all the new features. It's ads in the Windows login screen and menu. Aren't you glad we shut down for this? By the way, I broke your network adapter. By the way, I broke your network adapter. And a few other drivers for good measure. Peel off face masks. There's always one patch where you put it on too thick that never completely dries and ends up being a gooey mess you have to wash off. Also buy pore strips. They've never unclogged a single one of my pores. You know how, when you want to sit down with your boss and ask for a promotion, the night before you charge yourself up. You practice your speech and lay everything out on the table. You go to work the next morning, waiting for that one-on-one meeting with your boss, ready to walk up and tell him/her that you are worth the money, that you are worth the time, that you are the best of the best, and that you deserve the raise. Then the heart-crushing moment when the boss says, "I reviewed your proposal and I'm sorry we cannot give you a raise at this time." All of your confidence leaves. It feels like you get punched in the stomach and all of the practice you did the night before was meaningless. Then you go home and crack a rear, sit down on the couch and pet the dog, and start putting in applications elsewhere. Changing jobs is often a much better way of getting a promotion. Currently in my last week of work at this job after this same situation happened to me. I was mad about not getting a raise that I needed because my so had to quit her job to make time for school. I angrily sent out a few applications for jobs I wasn't qualified for, only to actually get called back for one, and ended up getting the job. Gas pump receipts. Especially when you have a company card. But when you pay cash it always spits a 6-inch strip of paper onto the ground for fun. Ducking like and subscribe.